Our next question is from Mira. What strategies can you use to cool a vegetable garden in the wet, dry tropics at low altitude? The temperature is very hot, especially during the dry season. Generally, it's too hot to grow common vegetables like lettuces, beets, and carrots. Even tropical greens and vegetables struggle to grow. Well, you've got all the beautiful perennial vegetables in that tropical climate. A lot of them are root crops that grow for many years. You've got your taros and the cassavas and cocoyams and climbing yams. They're your staples. And then there are some hardy leaf crops, perennials like the edible hibiscus, which grows from years to years. But you still want to sort of stretch it towards the European vegetables. And what you need is you need a shade house. So you either need a shade house or you need high shade. Traditionally, we have crops like papaya with the long, tall trunks with no branches, but big leafy tops, so that you get the sun coming in between 6 o'clock in the morning, which is dawn in the tropics, to 9 o'clock, but then shaded from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when we can let the sun in from 3 o'clock till 6 in the afternoon, which is the sunset. So it's sunrise at 6, sunset at 6, and it's the middle 6 hours that we don't want on the garden. Now, you can put up a shade house. It doesn't have to be a completely enclosed one. It can just be a high roof, or you can put up palms, some of the productive palms, and papayas are just excellent. Otherwise, you can prune trees to be like a standard. They have no branches on the trunk and then a high top that gives you that high shade for those 6 hours in the middle of the day. It's very traditional to do that. Now, you can actually have high trellis as well with different climbing fruits. Like passion fruit is a classic of the tropics, where grapevines tend to struggle. Or you can even grow annuals up over a trellis, like some of your classic tropical beans, like snake bean. So you've got to think through how you're going to get that. It has to be quite a high trellis, because you still need the sunlight coming in for the 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon. And that way you will get some of those European vegetables to grow, but don't rely on those as your main food, because your main foods are the cooking banana and your sweet potatoes and your climbing yam and the perennial leaf crops of the tropics and the perennial root crops. Many of them can stay in the garden for more than 1 year or many years. You can harvest a climbing yam 10 years later. Cassava you can harvest many years after you start. It's your choice. So your storage is in your perennial root crops and leaf crops in the tropics. And with the right shade application, you can get some of those supermarket type trendies that are really more European temperate climate crops.